got 2 or 3 things to do here tonight, and we're starting off with the Ripley Power Board meeting. It's 5 o'clock or a little thereafter, so I would declare this meeting open. We have the superintendent with us. Appreciate that. We'll call it to order, and let's do a roll call.
Alderman Austin, here. Alderman Chipman.
Here.
Alderman Frazier, absent. Alderman Keeley. Here. Alderman Long.
Here.
Alderman Thompson, absent. And Mayor Fitchie.
Here. So we have a quorum, and we've got a fairly short agenda here. We'll just start at the first. We have some minutes of December the 2nd that are in your package. One page there on meeting 5:45. Anybody have any questions about those? If not, I'd entertain a motion that they be approved.
Make the motion.
Mr. Chipman moves,
Second.
and Ms. Austin seconds. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I see none. We'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. And those minutes are adopted. We have also January minutes, that I failed to get them recognized from last time. They're also in your packet. So have a look at those if you haven't had a chance to. And we're open for a motion.
So moved.
Ms. Alston makes a motion, we approve those. Is there a second? Ms. Keeley seconds. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. And you adopt. All right, we have no public comments. Now let's make sure. No, we do.
Well, that's going to be for the next meeting.
No, now,
You
you want me?
Yes.
Yeah,
For this meeting?
yeah, the board thing.
Well, I wasn't sure.
You want to put it on the next one? I can do it.
No, either one.
Because
No,
what I wanted to ask,
This one's fine.
All right, let's see, we're there, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll recognize you as a public comment, Ms. Love.
thank you. What I want to ask is that I thought back in, after this board was first elected, that they put the Ripley Power and Light Board back together. So why is it still coming to the city, for the city to do it and not the Power and Light? And I have applied for that Power and Light Board 3 times, and y'all just never put me on there. And I could be on there digging for the money, but y'all don't want nobody to dig for the money. So, also, I'd like to ask, with this Silicon Ranch thing,
I don't mind responding to your first question. Our lawyer, you know, our city lawyer is not involved in that anymore, and I'll be happy to sort of say where we are.
okay,
in the
yeah,
city.
because that's another thing, when you had that meeting last month with pending litigation, how can you have a meeting with attorneys and we don't yet know if you're gonna meet them? So that means we're paying folks for what?
Paying folks for what?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
last January, you had a meeting, which was wrong, because I should have been there, with what, about 3 attorneys from Covington or Tipton County or whatever, and you know they're very expensive because you had them before when you were suing
executive
Ripley
session.
Power and Light.
Oh, you're talking about the executive session.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And actually, that should have been a public one too. But in the meantime, what I'm wanting to know is why are we paying somebody for pending, perhaps future litigation that they,
Well,
what do we litigate?
well, we have a situation that if you followed it, you know that we've been to 2 different courts, a federal court and a state court. They've both been resolved in the city's favor, although the city actually lost that first case. So we have litigation that has been over with, and now we've got a situation where, in the opinion of probably the superintendent and others on the former board, that they still have the authority. It is the opinion of that lawyer that we hired that, in fact, the city of Ripley is the power board now.
Now,
And-
that is his opinion though, but that's not necessarily
Well,
law.
ma'am, I'm not gonna argue with you. I was just gonna lay out some facts so you might understand it just a little bit better.
Oh, I'm
But-
understanding it very
okay.
well.
And that's the situation we're in now. Now, as you know, we have every indication that we are going to and there was some comment made about whether we're not operating under the 1935. We are, except what you've got now is this board is the power board, at least temporarily, until we get some of these things straightened out so we can move back for that. Now, that's where we are now, and I think in this next item, you'll understand a little better why. Okay, so now, let's talk about your Silicon Ranch.
Right, I asked you, do you or any of your family members have investment in Silicon Ranch? Is that why you want this power board? You want to take control of the board? Is that why?
Ma'am, you talking to me? You talking to me?
Yes,
Or
sir.
are you talking to anybody on the
I'm
board?
talking to you, Mayor.
No, no,
Mayor
no,
Fitzgerald.
no, ma'am, I don't know where you get all these wild ideas.
Well, like I told you, I like to come, when I hear rumors, I like to come to the
There's-
source
well-
and ask.
This is not the source of that rumor, okay? You know,
That's why I'm asking you, because you are
of
part
course
of
I don't
the
have
rule.
any, if I had
So I'm
any of
coming to you
that,
to ask the question.
if I had any interest in Silicon Ranch, I would disclose it,
You
and I
would?
did not.
See, well, what I don't understand is.
If
the
you've got
federal-
any evidence that I do,
No, I don't, I find.
all right,
If
I
you
didn't
do.
think you did.
But what I'm saying is the federal government stated that you couldn't sue ourselves, so I can't understand why we still having litigation.
Well, you know, there's other opportunities that people can file a lawsuit, and we just, you know, the track record of this has been going on for some time, and the odds are that maybe that'll happen again. I hope not. I think we're getting really close to solving this.
Oh, yeah?
So, but, and if you want information, I'll give it to you, but we're not gonna
I
argue.
do, I've asked for some and can't get it because it's
Yeah.
not there. It's not there. I got the paperwork. I got the receipts.
I don't understand what you're talking about, paperwork and
Well, for
procedure.
one thing I asked for was how much money did we pay those attorneys for your possible litigation who were here in January. I wanted to know how much we were paying them per hour as well as their travel. And Donna said, we don't have that
No.
because they haven't billed us yet. So,
So if we don't have it, we
Yeah,
can't
we
provide
don't,
that.
we don't make it up.
But we
don't go
do have an
find it.
hourly rate for them, and I've explained that.
Yes,
but I don't have it written down here.
well, the,
It has on here, no such record exists.
We-
Because we have not received it, Linda.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, how long is it gonna take them to send it to you?
The statute requires that the municipality provide whatever public records exist, not generate them, not compel whoever might be in possession but hasn't sent them yet to do that. If we have them in our possession,
That's
we're
all
required to
required.
produce,
Yes,
nothing
and-
more, nothing
Well,
less.
when you get them in your possession, I want the information, okay? I'm on record stating that.
that's fine.
Then I'll sit down.
Do you have
Thank you.
anything else? We gave you a couple of extra minutes.
And I appreciate it, I
We will
do.
take
Thank you.
2 minutes back next time. Okay, anybody else? If not, we'll move to superintendent's report. Mr. Superintendent, do you have anything that needs to come before the power board tonight, or any information? Some of it I think we've asked for before, as you well know. And I'll just explain this to the folks. We have a difference of opinion right now. I think our opinion as far as the city goes is backed by the law, which is always nice. But that, and for some reason, the former members of the board are still meeting, and that's fine. I mean, they have the right to get together and talk and do things like that, but without authority. It's just that simple. So I think it would behoove the power and light to make this board aware of anything that's been going on. And you're welcome to respond.
Okay, I think in relation to that, I think that's where the kind of deadlock is. We
Yeah.
on the power board side feel like we have the law that says that we are the board, and the motion that was made was properly made to rescind the July 1st motion. I think that's where the issue is.
Well, it's not, but I
Well, I
understand
think
where you're coming from.
you
You gotta
mentioned the
remember
law.
that this board took action during that particular time. And the way the other board was constituted is under the 35 law or the 56 revision, and it requires the mayor and the board of aldermen to reappoint. It just doesn't spring back because, you know, if this board voted to do away with them tonight or another board, the things that would have been done in the meantime and before this would certainly been, they don't go away either. And that's what's happening on number 7. We need to discuss that.
Yeah, again, that is, and we'd love to sit down with the city board and discuss this. And again, you mentioned the lawyers on January the 6th indicated the law says that this is the proper board. Is that, can you elaborate on what law that was?
Well, they offered to,
Mayor, of course, that was an executive session, and the attorney asked in that session that there not be public comments made relative to their advice.
it's pretty clear. Let's just say it's pretty clear. But this board had the opportunity to ask for a formal opinion, but I think they thought that would just be possibly another expenditure of funds, so that wasn't done.
That'd be a law that we couldn't know what that law was that dictated.
Well, I assume you
that.
had legal advice when you got something the otherwise.
That's right.
Well, that goes back to what Ms. Love was talking about, a possibility of a lawsuit again.
I thought the court settled that.
Well, we did too, but we're still here. Okay? Does everybody sort of feel better now about it? You know, well, does anybody want to make any comments about it? We've got one more thing that we really must think about doing. And it's to consider what the former Power Board has attempted to do in obligating funds or obligating third parties to do something on their behalf.
And the personal liabilities that they may have created for themselves.
But I thought.
Yes, ma'am, you're recognized.
I thought our attorney had recused herself from Ripley, from the Ripley Night. But I would like to, when are we going to go ahead on and get the members to get on the board so that we can get this done? That we can go and get it done, and we will not have to come back to Ripley Night anymore. We can go on to something else the rest of the year. We have so many more things that we could be doing.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I think there's appropriate time when we've just got to take care of some of the things that have not been answered yet, which is this, and we still don't have a few things that the city needs from Mr. Alderman, you know, and he knows what they are, but I think it just ought to provide. It's that simple, you know. And then I think we'll be ready to go forward in the appropriate way to pick a new board. It's that simple. Yes, the other board, we are the board now. What you're,
I thought we voted to get that board back to the Power Night.
well, you just,
Okay.
it gets back to,
Okay, all right. Okay,
well,
okay,
I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but that's it.
okay.
That's it.
Mhm.
And remember now that one member of the former board was a holdover member. Another member's term has expired. Another one has resigned. So there is, you know, but there's no thing to resign from now. So I think we just need to.
So the applications that was filled out with Beard and Love, they're void? Is that what that?
No, that they're not void, but there was no authority for somebody at the Ripley Power and Light to do them. But it's my job to make the appointment, and anybody that had an interest and voiced it to what they thought possibly was the appropriate board, you know, they're a candidate as far as I'm concerned.
Ms. Charleston, you're addressing some issues that Ms.
I was
That
just,
the attorney addressed in the executive session, and I think if there's any,
no,
yes, she addressed.
no
yeah.
ma'am, not this right here. We did this here, way back when this has nothing to do with the executive, section. The only thing is that Ms. Love and I think Dwight Beard had applied, and it was noted that Minnie Stowe had resigned, and that was, those two names were supposed to come up, but we have not put the power board back together. You know, it's just like at the housing authority, meeting, they just got back from Houston, they have to go to classes. Ripley Power and Light have to go to classes, they got other business, they can't sit around here another year. We may miss out on a lot of things that we don't know anything about, because nobody is going to those meetings, nobody's fighting for us, nobody's doing anything. We just can't keep on, every month, we're supposed to put it together, every month it's never on the agenda.
Well, ma'am, I'll just respond to
Okay.
you. It's your responsibility now. It's
Okay.
not that former board's responsibility. You are a member of the board. And I think we realize that. Okay. All right. We do have some things that we probably need to make sure that the folks at the Power and Light are aware of, and we don't expect them to have it ready tonight, Mr. Alderman, but some of the items that have been in the meeting that you left for us for the city board meeting, acting as the power board, I noticed there was a vote to purchase a $1.6 million power transformer. It appears that, you know, that we need to make you aware that you know, there may be some liability there that because inappropriate board made that decision. And that's just one of them. They're there, so.
That's just where we differ on opinion.
Well,
We think the proper board did make the decision. That's why we signed.
Well, we can't take the chance of having liability against the city because of that. It's important that we do that. Does every member of the board understand that? There's some other things as well, and I know some board members haven't realized that, but if you look at some of the things that we've been received in the past, let's see. I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but you know, even the funding for the 190 customers on the broadband. I don't know that the cost of that has been sent to the board, the appropriate board, which is this board at the time.
Well, we don't know anything about that. Why are we going through that? We don't know anything about
Oh, I agree.
all of that. I mean, you already have, you know, I mean, we gotta go through everything that they sign.
Well, we just need to put them on notice that we need to see that and make sure it's legitimate. I mean, we're not.
Well, they've been doing it for 40
Well,
years.
yes, ma'am, I understand
Okay,
that, but they're no longer the board.
I'm done.
You are the board,
I'm done.
okay? And that's just one that I could say. Let's see if I can recall. Oh, the Silicon Ranch, they have received $4,491,000 from Silicon Ranch, and they are going to use $500,000 of that to take that to a down payment on the $1.6 million. Now, that's some pretty big money. We have to make sure that they have the authority to do that. So what we could move to do is request the officials or the management of the Power and Light to provide that to the board so that we won't get the city in trouble. Now, you may think it shouldn't have to do that because they've been doing it, But ladies and gentlemen, in government, you have to have the authority to spend public, what becomes public money. It's that simple. It's just that simple.
Does there need to be a motion asking for that?
Well, I think so.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Chipman moves that we notify the management of the Power and Light to provide us with what's been done in their belief that they have the authority to do that. I think that's a way to put it. And so that we can, and not making second judgments, but just to make sure that it's appropriate for the current power board that sits right here to do the same thing.
So we're going to ratify everything that they did.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about the 2% Christmas bonus. I don't think anybody's gonna say anything about that. But we do have to ratify some of the things that are pretty large amounts of money. It's public money. Don't ever forget that. It's public money. And I'm sorry, I'm raising my voice.
It's okay.
So we have a motion.
I see.
Mr. Frazier seconds it. We have a motion and a second. Now, we're properly on discussion of that particular motion. Does anybody have any discussion? I think it's a step forward that we can finally get this rolling and get back to a board that we all know that we want to have. It's not something that the city board wants to continue, I don't think.
You don't.
But let me just say this.
I don't.
And because it always comes up, and I'll just say it, there has never been any conversation or anything in my mind or about any sale of Ripley Power and Light. Just want to put that to rest. And I just brought that up because it comes up every time. Okay, any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. It passes. That motion passes, and we'll do the appropriate request of Mr. Alderman, and I'm sure he'll comply with that, and we can move forward on. Is there anything else to come before the Ripley Power Board? If not, we'll declare it adjourned, and we've just got a couple of minutes, and then we'll have our public hearing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent.
I don't understand why we keep wasting our tax dollars this time.